So Bethesda has announced the next time you can play Fallout 76's beta on Xbox One. And I could already envision some of you are not going to love this news. Basically, it was announced on Twitter earlier today that the next time slot for the Fallout 76 beta will be Saturday, October 27th between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I can already see how many people are going to be mad about this, but in fairness, they kind of warned us. On the FAQ, it technically said it might not be every day and it might not even be 4 hours. I think the reason so many people are going to be mad is, well, a number of things. First and foremost, reading the FAQ, it really does seem like the immediate takeaway was the beta would last 4 to 8 hours each day and be every single day. This is a mistake. I reported on this wrong. A lot of other people reported on it wrong, so it's partly my problem. But in fairness, like 2 or 3 days ago, I did make a video talking about how in reality, I came to the revelation that that might not be the case and likely wouldn't be the case. In addition, the whole 4 to 8 hour wording on the FAQ and then the fact that this is only a 2-hour playtest is going to make a lot of people unhappy. 2 hours isn't a ton of time, especially people that missed it the first time. You'll probably just get out of the intro quest and kind of get settled after the first hour. And also that whole week of exclusivity on Xbox is certainly diminished by this. That's like almost a half week away. And the other thing that I actually find the most curious about this is it kind of appeals to a very similar time zone. It's only 2 hours earlier than the last beta test, and although this one is on a weekend, which will allow people to stay up later for those who don't work weekends, people who had to stay up or get up in the middle of the night last time to play the beta are still gonna kind of have to do that. It might not be the middle of the night, now it just might be really late at night. But for some of those troopers that were playing the beta from 2 to 6 a.m., now instead you're going to play from midnight to 2 a.m. So to be clear, I'm just trying to echo the feelings I envision a lot of people feeling. For me personally, I'm kind of happy about this, to be honest. I wish it was longer. I don't like the 2-hour part, but at the same time, I feel like this is going to allow us to really digest a lot of the content we just got. And I think what that does is allow you to appreciate it a lot more. I'm definitely in the minority on that one, but again, I like that because it allows me to kind of get out videos and not feel rushed to do everything right away. And for those of you on PC, it kind of works out because, hey, Fallout New California's here. I'm going to be streaming that and you'll probably be able to play it and actually enjoy it. If nobody else, those guys definitely should be happy with this news. But just to be clear, before I kind of wrap this up, I do want to read exactly what we knew. It said on any given day, the game might be up for anywhere between 4 to 8 hours. That is not technically false advertising, but I could definitely see how that could feel misleading right now. They used explicit timeframes. People are going to lock onto those explicit timeframes, then getting a beta session that is less than that will feel, well, just wrong. Probably how a lot of you are feeling right now. But hopefully with this, we'll actually see some more consistent times going forward. Like let's say they take this 4-day break, really get certain things sorted, and then maybe it's just every other day instead of every 4 days. I'm trying to stay optimistic here, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Before we end things off though, since this is such a short video and YouTube's algorithm hates short videos, I will have today's psychology fun fact of the day. I'm going to keep this one fairly short, but basically you probably heard of the insanity defense. I've been talking about it a bit on this channel over the past few days. One thing people may not actually realize about this is oftentimes in most states and the federal government, for the insanity defense, the burden of proof falls on the person claiming to be insane. This is opposed to a normal trial. In a typical trial, the burden of proof falls on the state or the government, whoever is persecuting you. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you did whatever crime it was. The burden of proof oftentimes falls on the defense, or like the individual who is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity or trying to. But even beyond that, it's also been ruled by the Supreme Court that you don't have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt, which is what you need in convictions, that's the reason like the OJ case, OJ went free because they couldn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. That basically means you're just short of certainty. Well, in insanity cases, it varies based on the laws of that region, but it's often not beyond a reasonable doubt. One thing that it could be is clear and convincing evidence. And this more or less means that the facts available make it seem highly probable. Like let's say beyond a reasonable doubt means there's a 95% certainty. With this one, maybe it's only an 80% certainty. But then there's actually one more, which is by far the most lenient, and that's going to be preponderance of the evidence. What this basically means is the evidence on one side is more convincing than the evidence on the other side. So in technical terms, that means that the fact that I am insane is 51% likely, while the fact that I'm not could be 49% likely, and that's good enough for me to claim insanity. And to be totally clear, which of these actually gets used varies. It's not like all of the ones have the 51-49 ruling. But either way, I felt like this is something that a lot of people probably don't know about the insanity defense. That makes it quite unique from just a typical trial. And just one other kind of add-on fun fact, most people who are found not guilty by reason of insanity actually serve longer sentences, like are in mental hospitals for a longer duration of time than if they would have just pled guilty and went to jail normally. They certainly don't get to go free, which is a common myth. Either way, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Hopefully you found the fun fact interesting, even though the news part of this video might have been a little bit more mundane. As always, again, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.